Albers, and welcome to Dingo and the Coach here. As always, I'm joined with my co-host, Steve Ellis. I am Dingo, Dan Albers, and this is Steve Ellis, the coach. So, Steve, I'm really excited to talk about our next topics. You and I were kind of going back and forth on some subjects that we wanted to do, and the things that we're going to talk about are superstition in sports, retirement numbers, whether they should come in or out, and then also the bucket list of sports. So they're all things that are kind of cool to talk about and bring up, and I'm kind of looking forward to this.
Well, we're both going to talk about all the different things we've learned about superstitions, and if we get too personal, people might think differently of us about what we do, back in the day and even today.
Yeah, it'll be fun, and I'm going to bring up my brother Moose because I know that about how crazy he was when he played sports. We'll talk about a little bit about him too. So let's go ahead and get right into it. We're going to go ahead and start off with the first topic is going to be the retirement numbers. And the reason I thought about that was recently they had Aaron Rodgers got traded to the Jets. And his number was 12. And Joe Namath was number 12, obviously. And Joe Namath said, "Hey, I'll give you permission to go ahead and use my number." It's retired. I don't understand that whole. I don't care that Aaron Rodgers was number 12 before. Get over it. Get another number.
I agree. I think it should be if it may be, like Joe Namath given the blessing, that so to speak. But if it's retired, it's retired. I agree with you. But at some point, they're going to run out of numbers.
I know, but I still don't. I don't agree. I mean, that's why it's retired. I don't care that he gives you permission. You know what I mean? I just think it's just silly that. Why retire a number then? Well,
it should just maybe in this day and age it should be like how some levels of sports they do it. What do they say? The bequeath the number. You like that? Thank you. Thank you very much.
What is? So, did you study that before you?
My daughter had that. So when they passed down their numbers at Anderson for soccer, that I think you did that too, as like the leader of the rowdy gang.
Wow.
You bequeath somebody, or they do that for like whoever's in charge of the student section.
That sounds like a personal problem right there.
I'd like for you to spell that.
I can't. If I can't spell it, I don't say it.
Oh, I should have said it then.
I know, because you can't spell it.
My fault.
No, that's I don't know. I just feel like it's and then you go into also with the part of the numbers like Kenyon Martin the other day. So this all to Jamel Reynolds.
Yes.
From Temple, transferred to UC, and on his social media, he had the number 4.
Okay.
Well, that's Kenyon Martin.
Right.
Well, everybody was kind of in an uproar, like, wait a minute, what are we going on here? And why even put that on there? And then, in college too, I think it's the same way. You don't see it in college. You don't see guys in college. If it's retired in college, it's retired. I mean, you've never seen a number 12 at
for UC, Oscar, right?
You don't see. So what's the? I mean, I know pro, you got more numbers and all that stuff. I don't even understand why they even.
Well, you shouldn't have to explain it, but I mean, I'm sure that was his number at Temple, and all the way through high school or whatever. I mean, it's all a social media thing.
It is.
Before you get in an uproar, wait until he's actually in the uniform and what number he is.
That's true. I mean, so I think, and I got people talking, I guess. Maybe that's, something else they were trying to do is drive that interest up. I don't know. I mean, and the other thing is the guy that just got drafted by the Bengals, that Miles Murphy.
Yes.
He was 98 at Clemson.
Yeah.
He wanted 98. DJ Reader said, nope, that's my number.
Yeah.
And then you see guys, Steve, that pay millions of dollars for a freaking number.
Yeah.
I don't care. You were number 12, right?
Yeah.
Would you, so let's just say you went into the pros, right?
Yep.
Would you give someone of your contract money that you just earned $1 million for that number?
Absolutely.
Are you kidding me?
Absolutely. And that's going to lead into our next topic about superstitions down the road here. I mean, that's just the way it is. That's what you're comfortable with. Even at UC Claremont, where I coach, we had a player last year that was like, he was lost. He didn't know what to do because he was begging this guy for his number, and the other guy didn't want to give it up. And so he had to get used to being in a different number. That's just the way it is. It matters more to some people than others.
I don't know. I just can't. I mean, $5, 10, $1 million. Come on.
Well, $1 million,
or $200,000 or $300,000.
Yeah,
there's just no way I would do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I would just pick another number. Well, I mean, I don't know. I just can't see hard-earned cash. Giving that kind of money.
Well, that goes into one of our topics here about superstitions, and because I firmly believe that some guys have it in their mind, as I do, and as I did, that if you either think you play better, or that's the reason why you're not successful is because of the damn number.
Yeah, well, I mean,
but it's not really. It's just a mindset.
All right, well, think about this.
Yeah,
Michael Jordan was 23, came back, was 45.
Yeah.
So then, does both of his numbers get retired, or just 23? Because
no, 23.
That's what it's
That's him.
But I mean, and it wasn't Kobe Bryant 2 different numbers at one point. He was 8 and something else when he was something else before he started.
Right.
So do those 2 numbers get retired? I mean,
well, they did for the Lakers. They have a banner with both his numbers on it.
But are they truly retired? Like you said, there's a lot of Lakers, a lot of Celtics, a lot of guys that have their.
But to my point with Jordan, when he came back, he was 45, and he wasn't the normal Michael Jordan.
So you're thinking of superstitious?
So superstitious. He switched back, and he became the king.
Here's the thing: I sucked at whatever sport I played in, so it didn't really matter. It didn't really matter about numbers, so it wasn't numbers. So I was okay to change it. So I guess it didn't matter. So I thought that was an interesting topic, like how people are just so stuck on their number.
Yeah.
I mean. I sit there. Well, I'll tell you what. One thing I think about softball, I was always 00. I had to have 00.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I have no idea. I just think because it was a number that no one really had. Remember? I mean, no one really had 0.
Yeah, that was.
Everybody always had 1.
But the other side of it, Danny, is about the numbers thing. Like maybe for this guy, maybe that was his, not just maybe his birthday. Maybe it was his grandpa's birthday that passed away or something, and he's always wanting to honor that number. Well, there's always different reasons for having it other than just thinking that you're going to be a great player having that number.
Yeah, but let me get into something, and that's going to be another whole subject, and we can probably open up a big can of worms. Well, what about entitlement crap? Like, hey, that was my number. I deserve it. I need to have. You know what I mean? Like,
well, that's when somebody has to put their foot down.
I mean, and I think that's kind of the way the world has come.
Yeah.
Back in when we were playing, 70s, 80s, you didn't hear much of that.
Yeah,
buying numbers or hey, can I have this? You never heard that. Now all of a sudden you could later on, and now you're hearing that.
Well, if you look in the history of like Major League Baseball, there were no numbers. And the Yankees were one of the first ones that started, and they had numbers based upon the position they were playing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You think about Babe Ruth.
Oh, wow.
Okay. He was number 1 because he was a pitcher. That was the number 1 position.
Well, didn't he go to 3?
And then he went to 3. Yeah. And so that's how all that worked.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
so that's kind of just a thing that's going on right now that you see in sports that I just thought was kind of interesting. So we're going to go ahead and skip now over to our bucket list.
Okay.
Of sporting events, things that we want to do.
Yeah.
And Steve, I was able to get one of them off my list here recently within the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And actually I got to see your nephew, Matt Huntington at Notre Dame.
Oh,
I got to go to Notre Dame to the UC Notre Dame game, and Steve, that was one of the best experience I've ever had in my life. Not only for the UC winning, but the Notre Dame experience and the fans were unbelievable. They weren't obnoxious, they weren't crazy, they didn't yell stuff. I mean, very gracious,
classy.
And very classy.
Well, I tell you, I have a list here too, based upon sports.
Yep. And
I look at it, and I've only done like one thing, and so I got a lot of living to do here, as Elvis would say. So I want to go through this too, but you're on the college sports one. So there's 2 that, I mean, I've been to Tennessee.
Yeah.
You were there with me, and that was incredible.
Yep.
The other one that I would kind of like to go to, just based upon family, is to West Virginia.
Never thought about that.
But my top 2 that I would love to go, and I have no alliance to them at all. I mean, I could literally leave as soon as the pregame's over. Are the 2 that I'd like to go to. One is Clemson.
Oh, definitely.
Where they start at the top and then they run down that hill. Which scares the hell out of me.
I'd fall. You would fall, Coach, running down that hill. Come on.
I
would too.
You know how athletic I am.
I know that's true.
And then the other one is the one that just absolutely, if you don't get chills, you're not even alive, is Virginia Tech.
I just wrote that down. Because they got Metallica.
Oh,
and the Sandman. It's the coolest thing. And
just the build up.
The fans go nuts. And I hate to say this one too.
Who?
Is jump around for Wisconsin. I hate to say it because I'm still bitter at Luke Fickell for leaving. I'm still pissed about that. But that would be, I heard that's incredible too.
You're not rooting for him?
No.
Holy cow.
No, not right now.
All right, so let's go some other sports.
All right, well, hold on. Let me give you a real quick.
Go ahead.
Like you said, I went to Tennessee, was absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
We got the experience being down on the field.
Not just there.
Which was really, really cool. So we got to see the pregame.
All that.
And then we're up in a private.
So that was Smokey the dog.
And that was really cool. So I've always told you this, that I would love when I retire to travel around to wherever College game day is.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to do that. But there's the ones that I would really, really want to go to is like an SEC school. But not like Vanderbilt, like Alabama, Georgia, and Ole Miss. I heard Ole Miss is unbelievable for game day.
I bet.
They start partying at 7 o'clock in the morning for an 8 o'clock game.
It's religion down there.
Yeah, so I would love to just do SEC games.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of my, college one. What about baseball? What do you got for baseball?
So the baseball one for me, and a couple of these, I guess I'm just going to look like I'm like old school because I would love to go to Fenway.
I have it down too.
Yeah.
Yep, I do too.
Just to experience it and just, and maybe if we could go back in time in a time machine, I'd like to go to 75. Fenway in 75.
For the World Series.
There.
Carlton Fisk home run.
Yeah. No, that would be cool to go to. Yeah. I mean, old Yankee Stadium.
Yep. That's the other one I had.
There are people you just got to do it. You got to live. And I know like there was a time where a buddy of ours, Frank Brandy, was taking his son every summer to a different ballpark. And how cool is that? I mean, I'd love to do that.
Do you know who does that?
Who?
Remember Randy Jones?
Sure. Oh, yeah.
He does it. He's almost hit every park so far.
No kidding.
Yeah, and it's really cool to see the pictures of when he goes to these events, which, you and I would eat that stuff up, But I'm sure it's got to be expensive.
Yeah, well, and to have the time.
Right.
To do it.
Right.
I mean, if you could like map it out and hit like, Dodger Stadium one day, then go down to San Diego or go up to Anaheim or San Fran.
I think that'd be cool.
I have been to Comiskey Park.
Was that pretty cool?
It was really cool. It was really cold, but it was really cool.
Really? My dad went, I thought my dad told me, either him or one of his friends, someone went to the Astrodome, said it was a dump. So it was an absolute
just a
dump.
big concrete bowl.
Said it was just not. It wasn't as great as everybody made it out to be.
Yeah.
I think one that because how I was a big Montreal Expos fan, always was go to a Montreal Expos game.
Yeah.
I would have loved. I know. I mean, it's just that back in the day when they were good. When they were playing in the championship games and all that stuff. I would have loved to go to Montreal.
In 1984, they had a player on their team that was unbelievable. That started at first base for them.
Pete Rose, maybe.
Yeah, that's him.
He lasted what? Not even half a season.
A half season, then came home. Came home, baby.
Yeah, unbelievable that he was there. So, what about any more in baseball? I mean, because there's really not. If you think about it, Fenway Park, Yankee Stadium, and I kept thinking about other parks that there's really. I mean, maybe Dodger Stadium.
Dodger Stadium, yeah. And I tell you, this might sound weird, but I'd like to go to Pittsburgh Stadium.
Really?
Yeah. Because
the atmosphere looks cool.
Yeah. And
I thought about this too. Like when we were talking about this, is I've always heard of Dayton Dragons. I know this is minor league, but Dayton Dragons I heard is unbelievable. They sell out every game.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind going to some minor league parks that you've heard of before.
All right. Well, I have it on a list here. If you want to go to the minor league, I would, and maybe I'm just based off movies, but I like to go to watch the Durham Bulls.
Knew that was coming. Yeah, Durham Bulls. I would check that one out. Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't think Jordan's there anymore, but
I would definitely check. Yeah, there's. I've gone to when Peyton Burdick was playing for Pensacola.
Oh, yes.
I went to Pensacola, and that was really cool. That was a neat experience.
We've been going down there for years, and every year we go, they're out of town.
Yeah. I got lucky twice. Yeah. I got to see him play down there, and he had horrible games when I was there. And then when I left, he hit home runs.
What's that say?
Yeah, it's me.
What's that say?
We'll get into superstition about that.
Okay, all right.
Let's get into football. NFL football. What would be some?
All right, I'm still old school. I would love to go to Green Bay.
I've got it on my list too. Yeah. So we're definitely old school.
Maybe we should plan this.
Yeah. Playing a little bit better.
Yeah.
And there's one that you'd probably know this back from knowing me is Seattle Seahawks. I love the Seahawks. So I would love to go. I heard the crowd is just amazing.
Yeah.
And then I'm just sitting there trying to think, is there any other old school stadiums?
Yeah.
I mean, because Candlestick's really not there anymore.
Well, Soldier Stadium, but
cool.
They just like they're going to renovate it and like completely rebuild it from the same spot.
I mean, there's really not too many old school stadiums anymore. I don't think. I mean, I have the same one. Yeah, Green Bay is obviously everybody with Lambeau Field is probably going to be an incredible experience to go to.
So do you know the tradition for Green Bay for the away team coming in on the buses? Mm-hmm. I guess there's a long driveway that goes into the parking lot of the stadium, and it's a tradition, like they tailgate there,
right?
And when they know the away team is coming in on the buses, they all line up along the chain link fence as they're coming in, and when they come in, they all turn around and they moon the buses as they're coming in.
That's awesome.
Now mooning is one thing, in the summer, but when up in Green Bay when it's winter, 20 below,
that's kind of cold.
That's kind of cold.
It's kind of cold a little bit. I'm throwing a little different wrinkle on here on this one. High school sports.
Okay.
Always hear about Texas high school football and how they're getting 20,000, 30,
Yeah.
So I would love to go to I don't care who it is. Yeah, I've heard of Katy High School where Dalton went and all them. But there's another one here in Ohio that I've heard was really cool experience. Ironton.
Sure. Yeah.
Love to check that one out.
Again, old school.
Yep. Another old school.
No, I mean, because you think like, oh my gosh, some of those Anderson Turpin games are just packed.
Yep.
And then you want to multiply that times 10 for some of these, like Texas or whatever.
Well, Steve, Anderson played at Cable Midland in West Virginia, small school. It was cool as heck, man.
Yeah.
It just sits down like in a valley, and it's just a small school, but a lot of people showed up, and it was packed. I mean, it's
what a cool atmosphere.
I don't really care, just to go to a high school event to see how crowded it is for a small. Right. A lot of these places the town shuts down.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm sure like Williamsburg, we had Nick Ayers on.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's the same way there.
Yep. Everyone goes there.
So you got any other sports that you would like to try to go to?
Well, okay. So just quickly, NBA.
Okay.
I'd like to go to a Lakers game.
That would be cool.
And again, I'm going back to the Staples Center, but I'd like to go to a Lakers.
Forum. Yeah. Oh, so back in the Forum?
Right.
Yeah, that would have been cool. I don't know if there's any like Boston.
I would like to get the whole Boston Garden.
Yeah, that would be a good one. And then I really don't know any other ones that I would.
Well, I mean, I think you were with me. We went to Cleveland.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was a cool event. And then been to Chicago for a couple Bulls game. I've been to Indy for Pacers.
I've been. So Cleveland was back when we went, was in the Richfield Coliseum.
Yes. Yeah, it was like one of the last years there.
Yeah.
That was super old school.
And it was colder.
Yeah.
And it snowed, and it was. Yeah. I can't believe we did that.
Yeah.
Drove in a snowstorm.
All right. So the other ones, and a lot of people do these, but I just either haven't taken the initiative to do this stuff. Like for golf, obviously the Masters.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a big one. Tennis, if you want to
Wimbledon,
go across the pond. Thank you.
Breakfast at Wimbledon.
What about auto racing? Maybe Daytona 500 or Indy 500?
Probably Indy. Just check out Indy.
Yeah. I mean, my brother-in-law Tim used to go all the time.
Either one would be fine. I'm just not big into racing, but it'd be cool just to experience.
It's the atmosphere,
right?
I mean, like you're not really into horse racing, but how cool! I've been to the Derby,
right?
Churchill Downs.
I would love to.
And it's such a cool event.
No, I agree. I would love to do that too. I've never been to it. I mean, I just remember going to Keeneland with you and how awesome that was.
Yeah.
And that was just,
and that's that. I mean, the Derby is a whole another level.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really cool with Keeneland and the whole atmosphere there, but man, it's just electric.
What about World Cup? Would you do anything like with soccer? Would you do any of that?
At Wembley Stadium. Yeah. Just pulled that right out.
That was good.
Do you like that?
Yeah. That Wembley Stadium.
Well, you got to know your sports. Yeah. What else did I have down here? Oh, no, that's it. No, we talked about the football in the minor league. And then if we want to go off topic, I have yet and I need to in my lifetime, I need to go see Graceland.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah,
I would love. Yeah, that's a good call. Yeah. I would love to see that. You know what? And I'm weird about this too because I'm always fascinated by it. But I would love to go in Dallas to see where Kennedy got shot. I mean, I know that sounds morbid and crazy, but
no, it's not morbid. No,
I mean, just to see know something like that or
try to figure out what happened.
Yeah, I mean, I could. I'm a good sleuth.
The hell is
like Inspector Clouseau? You know,
I can see you with your little magnifying glass.
Man. So that's just some of the bucket list. I'm sure there's some that we're forgetting offhand right now, but one we forgot. What about college basketball? Like
college
Duke
basketball,
Cameron,
Duke, Cameron Indoor Stadium, probably
Syracuse.
But you get so many people, but it's so and you're not on top of it like you are at Duke.
I went to Rupp, and it wasn't for a Kentucky game; it was a UC game with Dave Woolprice a while back, and I wasn't that impressed. I mean, it's just like you said, you're just like this, and maybe it's changed, but I didn't enjoy it. You know, it was just and UC lost too. That didn't help. That's
what the problem was.
Yeah, but I mean, there's college basketball. There's not maybe too many. I always hear about Cameron. You hear Syracuse. I'm trying to think. Kansas would be a really good one.
Yeah.
West Virginia.
Yeah. What about like Purdue that has like the seats all in a big circle?
Oh, that'd be cool.
You know, and the one that kind of bothers me is Vanderbilt. How in the world are they still allowed to have the benches on the sides and the court is elevated?
Yeah, I don't like that. They should change.
I don't get that.
Well, that's been around.
I know,
it's been around for a long. They just need to do a new stadium or something.
I don't know.
So let's get into this. Is a cool one that we've been. We can kind of say this one for last. Say this one for last is superstitions, and I'll just start off by what I remember doing when I was playing knot-hole baseball. Is whoever my favorite baseball player was at that time, I'd put their baseball card in my back pocket. So that was one of the weird things that I did for baseball. And then, when I got older, this is pretty funny, is Timmy and I had season tickets for UC, and it was time when Kenyon Martin was playing. Yeah. And Timmy and I were so superstitious that we had to get there. We had to leave at the same time, like an hour before tip.
Okay.
We had to walk the same way, and we had to get 4 beers, 2 apiece, walk up, drink our beer, sit there and chill, talk about the game. And then before, I think it was like at the 10-minute mark, we had to go down and get 2 more beers.
So, that's all the superstition that you would do. I mean, that doesn't make you crazy. That's
it's kind of silly.
All right, so go back to like high school. What did you do? Superstition before football or basketball that you did, every single game.
Basketball, I don't think I did too much. I'm just trying to think about football. What did I do for football? I don't really remember anything sticking out like too crazy. Yeah. I mean, the one thing I remember that wearing wise, I always had to have 2 elbow pads on and 4 sweatbands, 2 on each side. I mean, that was the only thing that I remember that I had, and a towel in the front. That's all I remembered. I had to have all that. Yeah. And I taped, that was weird. I forgot about that. I'd have to tape my thigh pads. I'd wrap tape around my thighs to try to keep them playing. Yeah. I mean, I think we all did that though.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's really anything superstitious wise that I remember.
Yeah.
What about you? Basketball?
People are going to think I'm psycho. I mean, because I did a lot of superstition. I mean, even in high school.
Really?
Oh, yeah. My socks had to be the exact same height. All to the detail of that stuff. Really? I mean, we're going to get into some other stuff like Jordan had to wear his North Carolina shorts, under his Bulls shorts, stuff like that. I mean, just a preparation of what's in my bag, what I ate that day, just all those things.
Really?
Yeah, and you always look back, and unfortunately, it's carried over into my coaching. If we played well, I think about so what did I do, and I got to make sure I do that same exact thing again.
God, that is funny.
Which we're going to get into how a lot of other people's. So that kind of makes me feel a little more normal that it's not just me.
Well, I don't remember. I mean, obviously we've been friends for a long time, and I don't really remember. Maybe I never pay attention to it, but your socks. I mean, I don't think anybody really would notice that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't remember all that stuff with you.
No,
and
no. I mean, well, I didn't announce it. I mean, it's just,
I know, yeah. But you would think you'd pick up on it if you saw the same. You know what I mean? Like if I saw the same thing. I know one thing that you and I would do on big games is we would tear up a chair. And
in the locker room
for the Turpin game.
Yeah. It was a must.
Oh, we just had to go.
We had to, and that was all part of it. Not just getting hyped,
right.
But that was a tradition. Maybe we say that it's more of a tradition rather than superstition.
That's true. That's true. So, obviously, I think we're going to have a lot of the same guys that have superstitions. The one you just mentioned was Michael Jordan having his North Carolina pants underneath his pants that he wore during games.
See, I wish I would have known that. I would have looked for that when he was playing.
Yeah, you never saw it hanging down.
Maybe that's why the long shorts came into play.
Could be. Yeah.
Just so he could cover up
back in the day, then, they had short shorts. I mean, when he first started, remember, they were pretty dang short.
Yeah, you're right.
They were pretty dang short.
You're right.
Another one that I remember is Jerry Tarkanian chewing on that towel.
With a towel.
Yeah, that was constantly nonstop chewing on that towel. And he had it folded up too.
Oh, it was perfect.
Yeah.
It was like a towel animal on a cruise ship. I mean, but I was wondering, was it wet? Was it soaked? Or
no, that's what I thought about. Well, probably from his spit when, getting, or maybe he was doing it to keep his mouth shut.
Yeah, but my dogs do that now. so I mean, is it soaked with vodka? I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know why he did that. I mean, it's just a weird tick or something.
Did he have bad gums or?
That bled?
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably did.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring that up. My bad.
Give me what you got.
Right. So one that's completely changed in today's world with baseball with the time clock.
Yes.
Guys like Sean Casey or Nomar Garciaparra.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my God, every single pitch had to back out and go through the same routine. Right. Like Velko, 3 times, swing, and guys would do all the kinds of other things, clicking the cleats,
What would they do now with the pitch? I mean, like they'd be in trouble. They'd probably freak out. They'd probably mess them up.
Well, you're allowed one timeout, but
it'd probably mess them up.
Yeah. What else you got?
So I got some other ones that are weird. I would like to try to get through some of these are really good.
Yeah.
Mike Bibby used to clip his nails on timeouts. You would think you would have no nails left if you clipped your nails think about that.
Well, what's the purpose of that?
I have no idea. I'm sure it's like a tick or some kind of nervous. I don't know, but he's every timeout. Yeah. Think about how many timeouts are during a game and how many multiple games they play.
Some people retie their shoes and some people clip their nails.
I mean you would have no goddamn nails.
Yeah, I agree. How about food?
Well, I'm sure you probably have the same one. It wasn't
Wade Boggs.
Wade Boggs. They called him Chicken Man, didn't they? Or Chicken
every single game.
Chicken. Then he did something too. He put something on before he batted. Chow, or he put something. Like I remember them saying that he put something and he did it he had to do it every single time before he batted. Yeah.
Some of these are really weird though. Like there's a pitcher, Turk Wendell.
Yeah.
And you don't see this stuff on camera, but when he was pitching in between innings, for some reason he would go and brush his teeth,
and not only that, but he would eat licorice too.
Well, maybe that's why he was brushing his teeth,
to get rid of the black liquor. Yeah. I mean, that's just crazy. Here's one that old school. Richie Ashburn with the Phillies slept with his bats every night.
Really?
Slept with his bats every night. That's kind of
crazy.
I'm sure his wife didn't like that.
Yeah. I mean, well, speaking of numbers, we were going back, talk about the retired numbers or, why it's so important to you. There's a real good player, Larry Walker, that played in the majors.
Yes, yeah.
And his favorite number was 33.
Yeah.
And every single thing had to be based off of 3 or 33. Okay. He got married at 3:33.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
and he played first base, which is 3.
Yeah, and his alarm clock was always set to go off at the 33 after the hour. Whatever it was, everything was 33.
Wow!
But he got married. He had made sure that if his wedding. Yeah.
I wonder if he got married on 3.
March 30th. You can't do that.
Yeah, you can't. I know. I'm just sitting there trying to think. That won't work. Well, here, Steve. This is what I like. I never heard of the dude.
Who?
He was a hockey player.
Okay.
Pele Lindbergh.
Okay.
Drank Prips beer between every intermission. That is my kind of guy right there. Drank beer between each intermission.
The hell's Prips beer?
Yeah, I guess it's some foreign beer or something or something. But that's what I'm talking about.
Wow.
Drinking beer, I'd be messed up.
Shit face.
Playing goalie too. I mean, that was one.
How about I don't even know if these are true, but how about Les Miles?
Eating turf.
He would eat turf.
Why?
Well, what's the purpose of that?
No,
superstition.
Yeah, I know, but God, usually when you eat turf, it's kind of like dogs eating grass. They have an upset stomach, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe
that's a good comparison.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
All right, I got a couple more. Moses Alou. Pissing on his hands to harden his hands so he get a good grip on the bat. Now, come on now.
Yeah.
Would you piss on your hands?
No.
I don't think I would either.
No.
I mean,
and let me tell you, I don't think I'd do it for $1 million.
Oh, come on. And you give a number? Are you kidding me? Well, speaking of piss.
Yes, sir.
There's a guy that I have you on our screen over here, straight ahead from us, that he's an MMA fighter.
Yeah, what's up with this?
Lyoto Machida.
I'm glad you said it.
Drank piss every day. Every day he drink his piss.
Yeah.
Why?
Protein? I don't know.
It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusing.
What kind of calories is it?
I have no idea. Does it burn calories? Does it? I mean, what's the?
Does he put a lemon in it? Do you know?
You have to do something. Flavor, orange flavor, something
to mix it.
I mean, you have to do something
with orange juice.
I mean, that's just There's a couple other ones. Now this one I can see you doing.
What's that?
Jason Giambi.
Yeah.
Or a gold thong. I could see you doing that.
No, you can't prove that.
I could see it. I mean, I can see you. Maybe let's put it this way. I can see you doing it on a bet.
Well, on a bet, yes. Yeah. So, I mean, I can go back to like when I was coaching, assistant coach for Frank Brandy at Anderson, and we won 19 in a row, and we wore the same exact outfit for all 19. I mean, by the end of the year, our clothes were like rags, because for the most part, you didn't wash it, and you sprayed it with Febreze.
Funny.
Yeah,
that's funny.
I mean, I can remember like when I first started coaching at Claremont, and you get used to a certain scenario and how things are, and how the pregame's going, and how the bench looks, and like that, and I was used to the order of the coaches, how they were sitting. Yeah. And we started a game off horrible, and like the other team went on like a 10-0 run. And whose fault was it? The coaches were in the wrong spot. So I turned around and I said, "You guys got to switch spots." And like, what are you talking about?
Did you go on a run then?
Yes.
Oh my God.
It was because they were in the wrong spot. They were sitting in the wrong seat.
Wow.
Sit in the right seat, and that run.
Well, have you ever done that and noticed something and then it didn't?
No, or I just forget about it. Yeah. But I mean, you get used to it. Like, what are you doing? You guys got to switch seats.
That's pretty fun. See, this one is weird. I've never heard of the guy.
What's that?
Kevin Romberg.
Okay.
Refused to turn right and had to touch anyone who touched him. So he played baseball. So if he slid into second and they tagged him, he had to touch them.
Yeah.
And there was some stories on there saying that some the Yankees, I don't remember, I think he played for the Indians, but the Yankees would purposely touch him and run away so he couldn't catch him. No. So they were doing that on purpose.
Boy, that probably ate him up.
Think about it. I mean, some people it's obviously a problem, and I'm sure that that had to just. I mean, if you're doing that, you're it is, and it just totally messes you up.
So the last personal thing is, and my wife and kids think I have a problem with this, is just your basic walking down the street, and if they go around the right side of a pole, and I go around the left side, you got to say bread and butter.
What?
Come on, you know this. I've made you say it.
No, yes. You haven't. No, yes. You haven't.
Yes.
No.
You don't go on opposite sides of the pole.
No.
You got to go on the same side.
Never heard.
I know there's people that will agree with me on this.
No, I doubt it.
Yeah.
I've never heard that before. What about baseball jumping over the line?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you see that a lot.
I've never done that. Have you?
No.
You've never what?
I was focused, Steve. Focused on, I didn't step
focused on what? Right field?
Well, let's talk about that. You and what you did to me. I mean,
that's not superstition. That has nothing to do. No,
that's sabotage. So a center fielder.
Yeah.
Tells his right fielder to run in as the ball flies over his head.
You misheard me.
How do you misheard in?
Yeah.
How is that misinterpreted? Whatever. How did I mess that up? In.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I was coughing or something. No. I mean, like you think about like in movies, and what is the movie Major League?
Yeah.
That one guy, he called his bat Jubu or something like that.
Yeah.
And he would have a seance. Yeah. Or what was the other movie? Bull Durham.
Couldn't throw the ball or something.
Yeah, and they had a meeting at the mound, and they're talking about superstitions.
Yes.
And they got to sacrifice a chicken. And
that's yeah. No, I mean it's true. I mean, but think about that too. Like, remember when Steve Sachs couldn't throw the ball from second base, and it was a mental thing. And I'm sure. I mean that.
What do they call it? The Ips or something?
Yeah. Because there was who was that pitcher for the Pirates that had the same thing?
Yeah.
Was it Don Glass maybe or no? Somebody that had trouble. He was a great
George
pitcher.
Glass?
I don't remember who. George Glass. What the hell?
Jan's boyfriend from Brady Bunch. This show's coming to a stop.
Now we're going Brady Bunch.
He was really
George Glass. Well, I'm gonna have to look that up because I don't remember George Glass. I remember the name George, but not Glass.
Well,
I don't remember that. But I don't know. The whole I don't know. The superstition is. Well, I'm gonna get it real quick. I said I was gonna bring this up. Is my brother Moose?
Yes.
Crazy superstitious man.
And Timmy too.
Yeah, they both were. Moose had to have the elbow.
Yeah.
He had to have sweats.
Yeah.
He even talked about how he had to pack his, like you said, pack in his bag the same way. He'd have pine tar. He'd have, sometimes, I don't know if he did this a lot, but I mean, he was super batting. Same way. Remember, he used to take the routine. Bat. He used to take the bat and put it between his legs. He'd and he'd do the timeout. Yep. He always did. It was the same routine every time.
Did you have to sit in the same seat on the bus?
I don't think so.
See,
I don't think I did that.
That's what helps you become better.
Really?
Yeah. All those superstitions that you...
So what happens if you can't get that seat? You tell that person to get out. What if that person's bigger than you?
Then you pay him $1 million.
Oh my God. There you go with that money. So you're telling me right now, if I gave you $1 million to eat a piece of dog crap, you'd do it?
No.
But you would do it for a freaking number?
Yeah.
You're nuts, man.
No, it's reality.
It's not reality. It's stupid. It's stupid.
It would help me sleep at night. Eating dog shit would not help me sleep. Yeah.
But if you're the other person that's getting $1 million, it would.
Well, you pray right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we've done some stupid stuff for less than $5.
Well, you're an easy target. Yes. We'll do another show on
I think there's some video.
The dares.
Yeah, I think there's video evidence of that too somewhere. I'm sure.
Oh, if cell phones were back then,
we'd be in deep trouble.
You would be in trouble.
I think it was kind of cool subjects to talk about, but I'm really excited for what we got coming up in the next few weeks.
Yeah.
Some of the guests we have.
Yes.
We got Brett Rosser.
Yes. Great soccer player, and kicker, and basketball player.
And he actually kicked for the football team.
He said kicker. Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah. Did you ever talk?
Did you say football team?
Yeah.
Or did you say kicker?
I said kicker.
Anybody they can think soccer.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
So
my fault.
Just specify.
My fault.
All right.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah. And who else?
We got Brent. We got Jim Laritz. Former, played at Turpin High School, a major leaguer, and most
Yankee.
Obviously famous for the Yankees hitting a home run against the Braves
in the World Series.
But he also, I totally forgot he played for the Padres.
Yeah.
In the World Series in '98.
Yeah.
Forgot about that. So we got him, and we got James Camden. Former Anderson standout, and also is
a great story.
Yes, a walk-on at UC Claremont at UC, and he's getting some great time.
Yeah, he's moving up the chain.
Yeah, so it's gonna be great talking to him. Stanley Jones, a legend. How do?
Good morning. Well, so he has been working. He went to Anderson, and he has been working all the sporting events for Anderson for over 50 years.
Yeah,
amazing. I think maybe not 50. It's somewhere between 40, close to 50.
I think I remember him back in the day at Anderson Middle School. I think he worked at Anderson Middle School during maintenance.
Oh, really?
I think. I could be wrong.
We'll find out.
So we got that, and then John Raymond too. We're gonna do a update on the kiosk at Anderson with the Remembering the Past. We're actually gonna do it on site. At Redskins. We're gonna actually do it on site so everybody can see and we'll talk to them at the same time. So it'll be really neat so everybody see that. And then Ben Osborne got Oz, which will be great. Oz was asking if we're gonna drink during this.
You know what he told me last night when I saw him. He goes, we have to do a shot. I'm like, well, if it's in the morning, I'm not.
Yeah. But when are we going to do this shot? Maybe at night, we'll have to. Yeah. But Ben, it's not just one shot.
Probably not.
It'll be a couple.
Yeah. Well, when I saw him, I hugged him and I told him, welcome home.
Yes. It's going to be cool because let's bring that up too and we'll talk about that. He's now back at Anderson, coaching football at Anderson, which is huge.
Yes.
So I think he's doing running backs and he told me, I'm forgetting now, running backs and something else I can't remember, but like maybe a running game or passing game coordinator or something like that. So it's really cool that Ben's back. And then we'll obviously know his thing with Dan Varner.
Oh yeah.
So it'll be great to hear about that. So we got a lot of good guests coming up. And then we'll throw out some topics. Me and you will do some more. Yeah. But again, if you're out there, go to our Facebook page on USBN Sports and like our page there. Yes. You can also go to Spotify, iHeart, Apple, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. That would help out a lot to get the words. Put it out there for everybody to see. So it really helps. So we really got, and anybody out there that's got any guests that they want to suggest, they want to bring up. And we're talking not just sports, but we're talking in the music industry, film, anything like that would be great. And the other one I forgot we got about was the top 10 running backs.
We do have that coming up. Yeah.
I thought about this and we'll see if we can do it or not. Maybe do that live.
Oof. Yeah.
And what we can do is like I set it up like we do for your broadcast for your basketball games. Yeah. And then we can show highlights of some of these guys.
Wow, that'd be big if you could do that.
Maybe we'll try to do it live. Yeah. We'll see. It's a lot to do.
Yeah. And before we finish here, Dan, I want to make sure to mention coming up here, the big event, your golf outing. Your golf outing, because it's a huge moneymaker. Yeah. And it's a great thing that you do for the football program at Anderson, for the Anderson Alumni Football Association.
Yeah, I forgot about saying that. And so that's coming up. And again, I don't know if it's just because of everything that's going on, maybe with the levy. I have no idea. But we're a little bit down this year than typical with sponsors.
Latecomers will come up.
So if you're out there, please get a hold of me. Let me know if you want to golf or if you want to sponsor. Any donation would help. And I do need a lot of help if you want to do that. And see if you guys can beat Steve, me, Frank, and Doug, because I don't think anybody can.
That'll be tough.
Well, maybe the drinking part, no one will beat us.
That's for sure. Yeah. The cigars too. June 2nd, right?
Yeah, June 2nd. It'll be at California Golf Course, which is unbelievable. It's a great. We've been since the beginning. So 12 years we've been at California. They treat us with the greatest.
Come support it.
It'd be great and love to see all you guys. So just coming out and support us. So see, this has been a great thing to talk about, and looking forward to our next guest coming up.
Yeah, coming up here, and the whole month of May is pretty good. And I know you've been talking to some people about some sponsorships. So we got some great shows.
Oh yeah.
So if there's anybody out there that want to sponsor some shows, we would be more than willing to promote them.
Absolutely. Pat brought that up that he possibly do that for us. So again, Murphy, what we'll do then for you is if we'll obviously put you in the beginning of this, the end of it, we'll talk about it, and then we'll also
on social media.
So you'll have it for the whole month basically. So and you'll have it on there. So that's a good point to bring that up. So again, anybody out there want to sponsor this Dingo to Coach podcast or This Week in Anderson, we'd really love it. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. So for the coach, Steve Ellis, and Dingo, Dan Albers, you've been listening to Dingo and the Coach on USBN Sports. We'll catch you next week.